All right, there we go. Time to abuse 7478 since it's released. Yeah, exactly. Hey guys, welcome to the stream. I don't know how many we got in here today. I don't see anyone in TeamSpeak yet, so we'll see if anyone joins us. This is a odd streaming day for me, as it's a Sunday afternoon. I don't normally stream today, but we got the 747-800, and we are going to take her for a spin and just kind of show you guys kind of first look. I've had a chance to play with it a little bit, not a whole lot, and what? Yeah, I told you I was going to do that yesterday. So anyway, I've had a little bit of time to play with it. I haven't had a lot, so I'm going to be kind of learning as we go too. There's not a, I mean, it's still a 747, so at its heart, it's the same. But there are some tweaks or some differences. There's some things that PMDG has added in here that are pretty cool. Some cool features. The sound set on this thing is amazing, and of course the graphical quality of the aircraft, both inside and out, as usual PMDG standards, is absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. So this is the freight version, the 747-800 F, and I actually haven't I haven't flown the freight version yet. I was playing around. Hang on. I was playing around with the 747 passenger version, and I figured for this we'd try the freighter together. So this is the Polar / DHL paint scheme, one of the ones that you can get right away from PMDG with this aircraft. So yeah, Crypto wants me to open the nose, so let me do that. I think, let's see, make him what? I'm gonna see if I can do it with both external power sources connected. Oh, make him smile. Yes, just crack the nose a little bit. Let's see here. Doors. Let's see if that will work. No. So it's probably the same way as the 7.4. Let's turn off one of the external powers. I don't know why that's a thing, but it is. Look at that. Okay. And that's because it's spawning me in where the door is right there, so I don't see it opening, though. It says it was opening. Oh, I did hit... You're right, I did hit side cargo. That's my bad. I'm so used to doing the side cargo. Good catch. Down there. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Right there. We'll open the side cargo anyway. There goes the nose cargo door. There you go. 747 is happy. We're going to find that pogo stick. I'm sure it's in there somewhere. Yeah, Kelsey, it is weird to be streaming on a Sunday afternoon. It's a bittersweet day for me because I get to play with the 747-8, but at the same time, my Jags lost. So, to stupid Titans. Who'd you play? Which one? The good game or something else? The person who's just asking me a question about my Instagram post. I thought that was you. uh, yeah, are you talking? Yo, a comment on my Instagram post. I gotcha. No, I did not. Hang on, let me go find it here. Cooperate, you dumb thing. There we go. Dad wants to know what happened to your Jaguars. Yeah, I want to know what happened to my Jaguars. Oh my gosh. That was stupid. All right, we're gonna head over here, check out these the GE engines. Gorgeous. The sound fantastic. By the way, we'll have to give that a listen. What is going on with my scenery? I've got LAX scenery and it's showing 2 towers. This is not Lord of the Rings. Well, I don't remember it doing that before here at LAX, but maybe it did and I just didn't notice. I don't know. It also could be an issue with regard to the fact that I just upgraded to version 0.3 and maybe there's something screwy with that. I don't know. All right. What do you mean turn off default textures? Oh, I've never done that. Yeah, well, I may have to do that with this one. No, not yet. That's where I was going next. I'm sure that's where it is. Well, I don't know about the Segway, but there's definitely gonna be a pogo stick. Whoa, we got a cargo mess going on over here. Uh-huh. That's cute. All right. Well, there's nothing in bulk, and I don't see it in here either. I'm gonna go. I'm moving. We're gonna see. It's bound to be here somewhere, or not. Maybe it's up in the cockpit. Yeah, I don't see it. I mean behind it. You mean? Oh. All right. All right. Go back to the gear bays here. This is killing the immersion right here, but that's okay. Just... Guy the Aviator, how's it going? Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh, found the Segway. So it is. Yeah, you got to go back behind here. Here we go. There's a Segway, and there's the pogo. Oh, two pogo sticks. And two Segways. Two Segways and two pogos. All right. Well, it's officially a PMDG aircraft because we've got the pogo sticks. What do you know? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and lower the nose anyway. Close the nose cargo. Okay, these are all open. Why are these guys just sitting here not loading anything? I wonder if because they were already open, if they needed me to reset them. I'm gonna try that and see what happens. I have a feeling. Are they loading over here? Oh, no, he's not over here at all. I think I have to tell this thing that one of those side loaders should be over here at the side cargo door. It's kind of goofy. We'll get the GSX stuff figured out eventually. I'm not too concerned about that today, for today's purposes. All right, let's see. Let's see if that does the trick. Might as well open all three. Uh, we found Mr. Lawnmower. Yeah. Oh boy. You finally bought P3D, Guy the Aviator. Awesome, man. I think you're gonna enjoy it. All right, it's open. What are you waiting for? GSX is being funny. We'll have to figure out what's going on with that, but I'm not going to do that now. I don't care. All right, so this is the cockpit of the 747. Get that out of there. Of the 747-8, the freighter in this case, but it's basically the same as the passenger variant. As you can see, the overhead panel looks very similar. There are a few little key differences. One of which is you'll notice on the engine start switches, there's no options down here anymore for anything. It's just blank. And these, you'll see when we start the engines, do not light up anymore. They just pull. And that's how it is in the actual aircraft now. So it's not a fluke. PMDG didn't forget what they were doing. That's just what it is. Switches look a little different. I believe some of these were options in the 747-400 that you could choose if you want this kind of layout, but now that's how it is in the freighter. There's no switches for the packs anymore. They're buttons. It's basically on or off, or auto and off. Let's see. Anything else different up here? That's pretty much the same. Obviously, now we have the beautiful LCD panel screens for the entire thing. The gear shift, it's not that big hunky thing anymore. It's more electronic, like the 787 and also like the Airbus stuff. So it's just up and down. There's no off anymore. We don't have to worry about that. It kind of figures that out for us. The panel lighting is kind of the same. It'll look a little different. I'll show you that in a second. We have this. This is cool now, though. The onboard checklist, just like the 777 has. And you can click this with the mouse, or you can use the selector knob down here, like they would in the real aircraft, and do that. So for ease of use, they've allowed you to click, which is kind of nice for some things. Let's see what else we got. This is laid out just slightly differently. It's no more knobs for the frequency controls. We have dial a frequency essentially, which is very nice. TCAS is over here. This is something to note too, by the way, guys, because you will get a TCAS warning. And hello. But notice TARA is no longer the last option on the TCAS. It's actually Alt RPTG off. So if you swing this knob all the way to the side thinking you're going to TARA, your TCAS alert will still be on things saying your TCAS is off. You got to go all the way over and one back, or just remember to click 3 up, basically. So standby, transponder, TA only, and then TARA. And then obviously your transponder code there. So something just to be aware of. I remember the PMDG guy pointing that out specifically, so I thought I'd mention that to you guys as well. This also has aux on both number 1 and number 4. The 400 only had aux on number 4. We have aux on both now, which is kind of cool. I'm not exactly sure yet what that does. The biggest change, though, is this guy right here, which is the EFB, or electronic flight bag, built into the aircraft. Especially cool. I don't know why it says fault. What's going on here? Shush your face. EFB state not restored. Different aircraft model. Oh, okay. I think it tried to load the EFB from the last time I flew, but I was flying the passenger variant, so that's what's freaking it out. There we go. All right. So, some cool things. One especially cool for people that don't have, like, see, this isn't a huge thing for me, but it will be actually kind of cool for our videos. I actually have, my tablet here that I do my charts on with Navigraph. If you don't have that, this will link with your Navigraph subscription and pull up all the charts that you can get on Navigraph right here on the aircraft, which is cool. So, very possible, but today we're talking about this aircraft. Your documents right here, which is where the EFB manual is, which was helpful because I was trying to find it. 747 introduction, EFB customization options. You can do some things here. And then also you can throw documents in here as well. Like you can throw your flight plan from SimBrief in here if you want to. So you can access that through the EFB. You just basically throw in a PDF into the folder for this, and it'll find that. So it's kind of cool. There's some things that we're going to be doing with this to set up the flight regarding performance and things like that. And then we'll also load the charts that we need for that flight there. You've got this pilot utilities thing, which gives you a calculator, a timer, stopwatch, scratch pad, fuel weight volume conversions, fuel volume to weight conversions, speed conversions, lane conversions, weight conversion, temperature conversion, volume conversion, and time zone conversion. So all kinds of little helpful tools if you want to en route. You don't need to use Google. You can just use your pilot utilities, which is kind of cool. It probably would have. Anyway, data load has to do with this reading your airport scenery, because this EFB is what's going to drive this little gadget down here, which I don't think is going to show yet because I haven't loaded my inertial nav yet. But you can now, just like the 787, zoom in and actually see a full airport map display. And so this will actually detect anytime you change scenery. So whether you have payware scenery or default scenery, it will load appropriately, and you'll get a little. It did this to me the first time. Oops. It didn't. It's not doing it to me now because I already did it. But you'll see a little memo up here and a memo by data load. And you basically just go to data load and have it basically load the new data. It says no application data is available to load now because it's up to date. So it doesn't need that. So that's just something to be aware of. System page. This is a system log fault. And then the ident page, which gives you some information about the aircraft itself. Aircraft model 77F. Database. This is the optional airports database. So I updated it just the other day. So that's why it shows that. Prestonio44, thank you for the follow. Welcome aboard, sir. And current time and things like that. So it's kind of cool. So we're going to deal with that in a little bit, and we'll get into that. In the meantime, let's kind of start the process of loading this thing up. We're going to do just a quick flight today to San Francisco. We're here in LAX, and just something enough to demonstrate the aircraft and get a feel for, but nothing too long. And what, because again, it is not my normal stream day. So I'm going to split those to nav. I already have external power set. I'm going to turn the other one on now that we're not doing those doors. And we're going to turn I'm going to turn those to aux just to get some brake pressure. You'll notice the brake pressure coming up. This is now working on the 747-400. This was kind of broken. I think it's also working now in the 400. Um, the latest update, I think, fixed it. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to double check on that. You can check our fire right there. Set that to emergency lights to arm. We're not going to mess with the engines yet. We're not going to mess with the fuel yet. We will turn the window heat on. And we have external air at the moment, so we don't have to worry about that. I'm going to hit this, whoops, not you, that little pack reset right there. Those are recircs. I don't care about those right now. Actually, I'll turn those on. And yaw damper is already set. We'll come down here to check our oxygen. Oxygen test is good. And moving over here, you see the +7 because it's starting to spool the IRS up. And just kind of checking a few things. Our TCAS, we can test when that's done. We turn our seatbelt signs on. Again, we're cargo, so it's not really that big of an issue, but it's good to just get in the habit. Parking brake is already set. And we can even look now at our checklist here. Oxygen test 100%. We did that. And in flight instruments, heading and altimeter, that's the one thing we haven't done yet. I'm just going to go ahead and hit B for right now to get the altimeter real set. 2984. It's nice and simple. And so we can now say we did that. It already knew we set the parking brake and the fuel control switches are set to cutoff. Hit normal to advance to the before start checklist. And so we're not going to run that yet because there's other things we're going to do in the meantime. Where am I going? I'm just going up to San Francisco. Just a nice little short flight to demonstrate the aircraft, basically. Let's see. Actually, Encrypted, I'm not a Twitch partner. I'm a Twitch affiliate. But for either one of those, once you become affiliated, and especially once you become partner, you basically can only stream. If you're going to stream on Twitch, you can't stream to YouTube simultaneously. I could go and stream on YouTube. I just couldn't also stream on Twitch at the same time. So I'm not prohibited from live streaming to YouTube. I'm just prohibited from anything I live stream to Twitch. I can't live stream anywhere else, and I can't post anywhere else for 24 hours. So if I'm live streaming this right now on Twitch, this video can't get uploaded to YouTube for 24 hours. Once 24 hours passes, then I can do whatever I want with it. It's my content. I can do what I want. But Twitch has exclusive rights to it for 24 hours. That's how that works. So it is. It is a partnership, but it's not partner, so it's a different classification. So that's why you can't use the word if it's not what it is. So anyway, so yeah, so that's all it is. I do too. I was playing with it a little bit yesterday, and then oh goodness. So all right, let's get the IRS in here. Yeah. Well, we'll see about that in a moment. I may change that once I get to San Francisco. I just tested this flying out of LAX before I did this video, and I got the bugs on the windshield thing. That was kind of cool. Yep, the bug splat. How you doing, Captain Tim? Thank you. I figured of all days, this is very appropriate for what we're doing today. So, right, we're gonna load that up. Route to, and I'm gonna hold off on the. Well, actually, I'm gonna do a little bit with the route here. I'm gonna try this. I don't know if it's gonna work yet, but because I haven't tested it yet. So there's two ways you can get routes now. Obviously, you can put it all in manually, which is how I normally do it. You can also do the CO route, which is basically looking for a file on your computer. You can now use this called route select thing that's basically simulating using the ACARS. Eventually, when PMDG rolls out their flight operations ACARS stuff, this will be a lot more robust and intuitive. In the meantime, it's just kind of a simulated thing to give the feel of using that without it actually being active yet. So I'm going to show you how that works, or hope it works. We'll see. I'm just going to put this in here real quick. KLAX to SFO, and we need to give it a flight number. And so we're going to say we're Polar, where is this? Polar Air Cargo 102. Now, once I've done that, I can come over here to the to the ACARS area here under D-Link, go pre-flight, and it's going to have some information I need to fill in. You'll see right here it says pre-flight on initial data. So estimated time of departure, I think right now it is 23:23. Let's just say estimated time of departure is 23:45, just for the sake of argument. I'm going to put that in there. Airline ID, we're just going to say is PC for Polar Air Cargo. Can I do 3? I don't know if I can do 3. This is Polar Air Cargo. Only 2. Okay. So I'm gonna do PC for Polar Cargo. Not that this really matters, but for the fun of it. Estimated time en route, we're gonna say is about 45 minutes. Well, we'll call it. Whatever. Polar Air Cargo. Deal with it. I'll do what I want. Airtime 54 minutes, so we'll put that in there. So 0054. Put that. And now this says connection sync. So it's syncing the connection, and it'll take a second to do its thing. And again, it's not actually doing anything in this case. It's simulating how this would work with the ACARS fully functional when the other thing comes out. But this simulation of this, PMDG has been very careful to say will continue to function on this level even if you don't go down the global operations route. So you don't lose all this functionality of what it can do now. You just get more stuff later if you do the global flight operations. So D-Link active now, downloading active, so we'll go back to here. This allows us, it'll automatically record our out, off, on, and in times for us, which would be kind of cool. And if we go back up now to this, I believe we can say request send. Under 747, there's our route. And we can say request. And it says request sending. So, and I think at some point it's going to kill the flight number because I don't think the flight number is in the flight plan or something. We'll see here. Route 1 uplink ready. Okay. Cool. So let's see. Did it do it? No. How do you load it? You mean activate? Where do you see load? I'm on the page where it was. There's nothing that says load. Oh, right there. Oh, okay, I got you. It switched over to Route 2, that's why. Okay, so uplink loading. There, the flight number goes away while it loads, then it'll come back. There we go. Now, I think if we go to legs, there we go. Now, you'll notice it didn't put in we have to add our departure and arrival just like normal, but that's fine because we know what that is. That's going to be the Ventura 8, and it's the RZS transition. We're going to take off a 25 right. And then we're also going to be arrival is going to be the Surfer, I believe. Yeah, Surfer 3 and ILS 28 right. Dumba transition. Route. Let's just make sure we don't have any discontinuities. Take Dumba, put that there. Dumba. CPEN, yeah, that works. And Ventura RZS. Yep. Okay, good. Perfinet uplink. Good deal. All right, so that loaded our flight plan for us, so that was kind of cool. I was getting to that. All right, that is activated. Now we can go initial ref. And it looks like it has also put in all of our stuff here, which is also really cool, based on the flight plan. Now, what's throwing me off, and I need to fix this, I fixed this in the 800, I need to do it in this one, is changing us over from kilograms to pounds, because that drives me nuts. So let me do that. I think it's in here. Maybe it's not. No. Where is it? Aircraft displays. There it is. Pounds. There we go. Okay, now if we go over here. There we go. That looks better. Zero fuel weight, reserves 12. Yeah, I was trying to load the cargo and it was telling me I was at the maximum limit and it was really a low number. I'm going, what is going on? And then realized it was in kilograms. So, trying to watch your stream on my laptop, but it keeps buffering. If it's buffering, that's on your end this time because I have no drop frames. Nothing's happening on my end. My stream is strong. What? Oh, wonderful. Glad to hear it. 107. Is that actually what I've got in here? Let's see here. PMDG. Nope, not that. FS actions. Fuel. Oh, it is. Okay. So it did there. Okay, good. Excellent. All right, so we're going to go ahead and accept that data. That's fantastic. Thrust limit, we'll tell it to be normal. Wind data uplink already. That's awesome. And we're going to do flaps 10. Cost CG is 22. 2.9. Wow, that's interesting. And that gives us our V speeds. Now, you can also do a lot of this calculating stuff with that EFB, which is pretty cool. And is it going to do that automatically? No. Where do I do the wind uplink? I forget where that is. Chris, do you remember where the wind uplink stuff goes to? Ah, yeah. There we go. Yep, got it. There we go. Execute. Got it. Load. Quest send. Invalid forecast uplink. What? Uh, sent. It just says destination forecast uplink ready, but when I say load, oh, maybe now it'll work. Nope, invalid forecast uplink. Wonder why that doesn't work. Oh, you know what? No, I didn't download the WinForm. That's why. That's why it doesn't have that. So I'll have to do that from now on. So that's good to know. But we'll just ignore that for now. Well, it's probably just going, that's what it expects to find, and it doesn't see the file, and so it's going, I don't have it after all. But you should be doing that now. That'd be my guess. Let's go back to legs. There we go. And over here, I'm going to bring up the menu, FMC, initial ref, takeoff. So 165 is our V2. So I'm just going to put some stuff here. 175 V2 plus 10. Runway heading is going to be 25. It's like 251, I think. I'll confirm that in a bit. And then I think our initial altitude on the Ventura is 8,000. I'll confirm that too in a moment. Okay, so let's go down to the EFB, and I'll show you guys now what we can do with this. I'm going to bring up performance first of all, and so we're just going to quick little airport search here. We're going to say KLAX, enter, or search all. I guess I'll do that. Okay, there we go. KLAX, we're going to take off on runway 25 right. Condition today is dry, and we need to get the current winds. I might look over here. KLAX is 260 at 12 right now. Show keyboard. So 260, 12. Enter. Outside air temperature is 21 degrees centigrade. Enter. And QNH is 2984. Nope, 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 nope. 2984. Enter that. thrust rating, we're going to do normal takeoff. This is not working yet. This is the if you want to set. You can still do this in the FMC, but it doesn't work on the EFB yet. So if you want to do a assumed temperature, flight config, we're going to do 10. Air conditioning will be on. Anti-ice will be off. Calculate. And it brings, actually, before I do that, I needed to come over here to weight and balance, and I need to bring it in, read from aircraft. There we go. All right, we'll complete that. There we go. Now we'll calculate. Now it has the correct weights. There we go. So it's actually, now this is interesting. Oh, this is in kilograms again. Oh, good grief. Why is this thing in kilograms? Systems page, ident page. No. Where do you set up your settings for this? Application preferences, probably in here. Pounds, there we go. Save. Performance. Okay. It's saying takeoff gross weight 747176. Just want to do some 747176. I'm just going to cross check some data here. 747.2, yeah, okay. So that's correct. Whoops. Menu. Oh, that's why the gross weight's all wrong. Yes, ish. not, not, not really. I know, not, and I didn't do that on purpose. I just did that randomly, actually. So that's just a coincidence, which is hilarious, but just a coincidence. Where are we headed? We're just gonna go up to San Francisco. You guys know how Atlanta tends to land outbound runways right? Well, San Francisco landed today while I was waiting to push back past by the inbound reverser. So yeah, that's the thing. Okay. So yeah, so it's thinking the gross weight is much different here. Let me see what happened. Gross weight dual. Yeah, see zero fuel weight number. This is wrong. Okay. So let's do FS actions payload. Zero fuel weight is 639.3. 639.3. There we go. There we go. And now those numbers match. So if we go, so 141.154.173, and we go look at this, well, almost 138.154.173. So the V1 doesn't match, but that's because this thing, I think, is calculating better based on the runway than this probably is. So, because this isn't taking into account the winds, I don't believe at this point, because we haven't given it any wind data. That thing is, because I gave it wind data. So yeah, but 173, that's the big one we need to know about anyway. So I'm going to change this to 183 for V2 plus 10. So it's kind of cool. So you can calculate now, and the nice thing about doing that just now is it allowed me to catch an error with regard to the performance data. So we would have been significantly heavier than that thing thought, and we would have gotten to rotate, and I would have pulled back, and it wouldn't have been happening at the right time. So, oh, gotcha. Yeah, fly live. Sure. Let me turn that on real quick. Yeah, I'm not doing a standard flight, so there's a lot of things I'm just kind of leaving off, which, like, I'm not going to do project fly today, but I will do this. So, KLAX. Yes, that is correct. I think we're 2600. I think it's a, but I will do this. There's no reason we don't need to do that. So there we go. Okay. So Fly Live should be coming online for you guys. Just a slight delay, but it should be there any moment. Any moment. These guys still haven't loaded anything, right? They're just sitting out here with their thumbs up their butt. Yeah. Okay. Great. 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 You guys suck. Deboarding no longer available. Waiting for your action open. Oh, it was waiting for me to open the exit door. Okay. Well, I'm not going to do that. So reset. Ah. Oh yeah. Look at that. The LAX. Yeah, the scenery's just loading right on top of the existing. That's what's going on. So yeah, I just got to turn that off. That's okay. That explains some things. All right, we'll call back for John. Almost said Juan in a second. Let's go ahead and close our doors. So we'll go down here to menu, doors, and we're gonna close, close, close. And in order to close that side cargo, I gotta turn one of these guys off. Close. There we go. Closing the doors. Oh yeah, so let me show you then on the, now that we've set up our thing in the EFB, we can go to, let's see, what is it? Terminal charts. And really, I did this already. Yes, allow. I have to do that every time. That's kind of annoying. Okay, so much for checking the box, remember me. Maybe I'll fix that at some point. All right, so origin, and let's see. I think I can grab this airports from the FMS. Yeah, there we go. So LAX to San Francisco. So it did that. I'll say complete. And so it'll automatically load what's called a chart clip. So it's put in the airport info, which is right here, which is the airport map. I love that you can do this because I really don't like looking at the white maps. I love night mode better. That's what I use on my tablet all the time. And then you can zoom in on the chart. You can click and drag and move it around with the mouse and all kinds of stuff. So, but if I go here and we go back to chart clip, now I can edit the clip because I now know we're going to take the Ventura. So you got the airport. This is the equivalent of the Navigraph listings. This would be taxi, SIDS, stars, approaches, and then general info, basically. And so we'll go over here to SIDS, and we're going to go page down to the Ventura 8. I'm going to add that to our clip. And then we're going to say that's complete. And then we'll go to SFO. And we also have the chart there, and we're going to add to it. So we're going to say edit the SFO clip. And we're going to look at the star. We're going to add the Surfer 3. And for the approach, we're going to add the 28 right ILS. And we can say complete. And now we've got our charts ready to go. So now if I go over to, let's see here. See, that's not what I want to do. Terminal charts, complete. There we go. Yeah. So now I can switch between these just by going right here. So in LAX, so we're going to be taxiing, but I can pull up the Ventura and see what our SID looks like. So we're going to be taking off here out of 25 right. We got to stay on 251 at or below 3,000 off of the 154 radial from Santa Monica VOR, which is roughly right around where Docker, Delray, and all those are, those little fixes on the outbound. From there, it's radar vectors to Ventura, and then we're taking the San Marcos transition, so from Ventura to San Marcos. We don't have any restrictions. Top altitude is assigned by ATC, so they must have changed that. It used to be 8,000, I thought, but maybe it's just that now. What is? Oh, yeah. It's a suburb of LA kind of thing. And yeah, and then San Marcos, and then it's the route up, and then we can go back and look at our show menu. We want to go back to chart clip. We'll look at our arrival into Frisco. And here's that. So from the Surfer right there to Nurley at or above 20,000 feet and 280 knots. Waves, 280 knots between flight level 190 and 15,000. Epic between 15 and 10 at 280. narwhal narwhal above 8,000 and 240 knots, and then eddy at 240 and at 6,000 feet, going into the Bay Area. So it's just kind of cool. So you can have these available on your pad here, ready to go. And then if you need taxi help, you just pull up the airport map. We are currently parked over here in this south pads, and so we will take Alpha down to Foxtrot, and then Foxtrot over to the runway and take off right there. So that's our taxi routing. This is kind of cool. Once I what? Oh, really? Now, I know you can do that here, and it will show you, obviously, as your aircraft. So I can do this too, by the way. If I zoom in, whoops. If I hit airport first and then zoom in, see as we're at parking stand 10. Can see this a little bit better if I do this. Let's see if I can, there we go. So it's kind of an annoying angle because we're facing kind of away from the airport at the moment, but you can see here, that's where our aircraft is roughly, and here's 25 left, 25 right. It shows this is the runway we're going to be taking, the one with the pink magenta line. So kind of cool. So we'll leave that up there as well for the taxi, and that'll be nice and easy to see on the thing there. All right, let's go ahead and get ready to go. So to do that, nav light should have already been on, but we're going to turn the beacon on now. We are going to put the seatbelt sign. Seatbelt sign's already on. Okay, that's good. We can test the TCAS. We didn't do that yet. Let me do that. Yeah, I'll do that right now while we're waiting for that to go, because we'll need that for push. And is the TCAS testing? No, it's not. What are you doing? Is that the test? I have to hold it. Whoops. What is it? Control 3. Does that say test? No, it does not. What? Yeah, how do you test the TCAS? I don't know what that does. All right, we're just going to put it into traffic only at the moment. And let's see, beacon's on. The APU is firing up. So let's take a look at our checklist here. We did the MCP already. Takeoff speeds we have. CDU pre-flight's complete. Trim. I'm going to need hydraulics because it's not going to be ready yet. So, but let's see here. Menu. What was our trim supposed to be? 6.3. And oh, I need my takeoff gross weight from this thing here. So go back to menu, performance. Takeoff weight 747.1. So 747.1 right there. And delete my takeoff speeds again, which didn't really change. All right, 6.3 on the trim. I think to do that, I'm going to switch those guys to auto for the moment just to get hydraulics. And there it is, 6.3. All right, trim is good. Taxi takeoff briefing, we'll say we did that. It already got our beacon. So that's before start checklist. We are good there. I'm going to turn all the hydraulics, those off, and we'll leave the auxes on. We're going to switch over to APU Gen. And I'm going to call for our friend, Mr. John, and see if that works. Yes, good. Nose to the left. No. There he is. Tootling on over. And while he's doing that, we need to release the ground connection people. So release that, release the air. And we will turn on the packs so we have air for now, and then we'll turn 2 of them off in a second. Oh, thank you, sir. Okay. Yeah, NightBot doesn't have the correct route because I'm just, fooling around. So don't worry about NightBot. Yeah, I'm test flighting. I'm not gonna mess with VATSIM. Not for this. Although it is very possible I will hop on San Diego ground when I'm done here and do some controlling, because I need to do that. Oh, boys, right. Oh, there you go. There you go. Oh, did that even before I removed the wheel chocks, but okay. Wonderful. All right, so we're going to start these engines, and I'm going to let you listen to the sound of that starting up because they sound fantastic. So we're going to do fuel pumps on, 2 packs off, and 3, 4. And I believe doing this will turn those to auto start. Shut your face. Yes. Whoop. That was a fun little fluke. The sound cut for a second. Oh, I'm sorry, I clicked off the thing. I was trying to. You guys don't hear anything? You should be able to hear whatever my headset's capturing. Really? Okay. Hmm. Oh, that's a annoying feature. Okay. All right. So you guys don't hear any of the background noise right now in the aircraft. It's just my voice. That's awesome right there. Going nuts. Oh, it's faint now. Okay. But outside the aircraft, it should be more pronounced, considering it's louder than in the cockpit. That's odd that you can't hear it. Well, it's set to do headset capture, which everything's going through my headset, so it's supposed to be sending that back out to OBS. And I see it bouncing when I'm not talking. The mic is bouncing obviously when I'm talking. Okay, let me try. First of all, okay, those are just windmilling. Okay, so you guys don't hear. I mean, give it a second to. You'll be seeing the aircraft here, but you don't hear any engine sounds, huh? Hmm. You guys hear any engine sounds? Okay. So that's interesting. I wonder why that's the case. Let's see if I can't fix that. There's nothing else coming in. Well, I should be louder than the sounds, but you should be able to hear the sounds still. So I'm gonna try something here. Stand by. Let's see here. Audio input capture. I think is what I want. The other USB devices. No, that's not what I want. That's just desktop audio, but there's nothing coming out on desktop audio. Okay, well, let's add it.
There we go.
Oh, that did it?
Yep.
Well,
That
I
engine
heard your
noise
voice, but
is
hear
loud.
anything else.
what was that?
That engine noise is loud.
Yeah, well, I got the sliders all turned up. I'm going to turn it down a little bit.
Look at that engine wiggle though.
Yeah, it comes and goes. When it starts freaking out, that's the one thing I don't like about this aircraft, is they've got the engine wiggle, and sometimes it just sits there and wiggles for no reason. And it really kind of, it's kind of weird. Let me know how that is balance-wise as far as sound goes for the engine right now, at least. I know I'm outside, so it's going to be louder, but I want to make sure we get that right first.
Hey Moose, I'm gonna go swim. I'll be back in like 30 minutes.
Okay. It's a lot better now. Okay. Yeah, no, my Jags didn't win today, Kelsey. Okay. Let's try.
Kill the engines and start over from
No.
square one again?
No, I'm going to start the other side. I waited on the other side until I knew it worked, so we'll go ahead and click those up for auto start. And starting 1 and 2. Yeah, the wiggle is a bit excessive.
It's a wiggle jet.
Yeah, it is.
Your new call sign's Jello 1.
Sure, the
gotta get
engines
rid
are
of the
bolted
wiggle.
on.
What'd you say, Chris?
I can tell you how to get rid of the wiggle.
Oh, how do you do it? Kelsey, what do you mean you're Saints? You're a Patriots fan, I thought.
On the FMC, go to your PMDG, select options, and go to simulation.
Alright.
That clock. Chris.
That clock? What?
You didn't hear the clock chime in Chris's background? He was talking.
Oh, no, I didn't.
And go to page number 9.
PNG setup, options, simulation, page 9. Oh, see, I tried turning all these off the other day and it didn't, they were still shaking on me. Which one did you turn off though?
Turbulence shaking.
Alright. Well, we're not shaking now. We'll keep an eye on them. We'll see what happens.
What happens if you encounter turbulence? Will it not shake?
Well, the engine won't shake.
Just act as sky or
Yeah,
your chase plane.
chase plane will
Your
do
chase
that.
plane will do it for you.
Yeah, exactly. I don't need the aircraft to do it. So, alright, we're gonna go legs. Okay. Alright, so now you can see we got the map up here for the taxiway, so that's cool. We're gonna bring the flaps down to 10. Which is where they need to be. Trim is already set. We need to put the in fact, the flaps may not be moving because I didn't do that yet. Put the air back on. We're going to turn the APU off. Fuel pumps are on. We're below 120, so we don't need to cross feed. Or at least we shouldn't. Yeah, so we shouldn't, so we need to turn them off. Duh. There we go. And that should go away in a second. There we go. And TCAS is already set. The flaps are coming down. We're going to go back to our checklist right here. And we're not using any ice today. Recall, I think, is the clear or is this recall? Let's see. I think that's cancel. Oh, it's cancel and recall. Okay. So yeah, recall, nothing. So we're good there. Auto brakes, we're going to set to RTO. flight controls, got to check those. And it's a different, it used to be on the status page on the 400. As you can see, there's nothing there. If you go up here to this, there's where our flight control check is. So check controls both sides. We'll do the elevators and the rudder. Full left, neutral, full right, neutral. All right, flight controls check complete. And ground equipment is now clear. So we're good there. Before takeoff checklist is complete. And the before takeoff checklist is just the flaps, which it shows we've already checked because they are down. I can see that. So that's good to go. I'm going to turn on our taxi light. Release the brakes. And thrust ahead. Jimmy Garoppolo. The savior of the 49ers, that this year, not quite so much. Alright, we're moving. We'll turn our flight directors on for when we get to the runway. There is another ground control in San Diego, Bismarck for 4 hours. Oh, good. So maybe he'll get off soon. I was going to do it the other day, and that guy was on. Do you know who it is, David? I'm curious if it's the same guy. You got competition.
Ion Ilescu.
No, somebody else. So, different guy. Well, there's beautiful LAX and its 2 towers because of a scenery goof that's happening right now, apparently. See the engine chevrons right there peeking out from under the wing. This is just a gorgeous aircraft. It's going to be really fun to put this in the Westwind livery and potentially a Jaguars livery eventually, we'll see. Traffic. Not on VATSIM. Do I have... Did it reset that?
Probably.
Oh my gosh.
Well, let's see what it is.
All right. It's over on the other side of the 2 4s. I don't see anything over there. Unless it's detecting...
There's buildings in the way.
No, I mean it's on the other side of just these runways. It's not on the other side of the complex. It was right here. It's gone now. I wonder if it was the if it was detecting like a bus or something. That'd be really weird. But here's the Sepulveda Avenue right here, where it ducks under the airport and goes under runways 25 left and right. Sepulveda Tunnel. If you guys watched my my driving video from LAX, you saw me leave by way of the Sepulveda Tunnel.
Yeah, that's a nice mini map. Shows you the airport.
Yeah, isn't that cool? So it'll help when taxiing. It would have especially been helpful taxiing the other night when I had trees in my face. So trees are not that helpful when you're trying to taxi aircraft through things like trees. Yeah, we'll see if we get any bugs on takeoff today. I did, when I took off just a little earlier today from here, as I was testing stuff before the stream. I wanted to make sure I knew enough to be dangerous.
Would have helped you in Boston.
What was that?
That mini map would have helped you in Boston.
Oh, the mini-map would have been a huge help in Boston. Yeah, curious enough, I had no problem taxiing around Schiphol, but Boston threw me for a loop. Go figure. Now let's get some of my lights on here. It's a little dark into cockpit. A little bit of mood lighting.
Wow, 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 wow.
Not that kind of mood lighting. Oh my gosh.
I had to.
Oh my gosh. Although that would have gone along with, what was it, Mayo that was getting a little too friendly with a 737. We apparently lost Captain Tim. Did he say he was leaving? I missed that if he did. Let's see here if this is... Oh, no, not that one. Control 3. Yep, so I gave me my out time. So when I take off, it should give me my off time. My oof time. Let's get rid of that stupid menu up there. There we go.
I should double check to see if the 777 has that same feature. If not, it's something different.
With the out, off, on, in.
Yep.
Yeah, the 400 does it actually already too. So 777 might have it. That was something I discovered a few months back on the 400. I think I was watching somebody's video and they were playing with that. And I was like, oh. Oh no, you know what it was? I was reading the 747 manual that I got, and it talked about setting that up. And I thought, well, let's see how much PMDG modeled. And I was like, oh, you can actually do stuff in here. What do you know? What do you know? All right. The approach looks clear, so we're going to go ahead and cross runway 25 left. Reckless abandon.
The funny thing is this is the first next gens that PMDG actually releases of the 787-8s.
What? 787.
747, yeah.
There you go. Do not impugn the name of the 74 with other aircraft. It's a tower within a tower.
I can impugn Airbus though.
You can what?
Impugn Airbus though.
Yeah, you can impugn them all you want. You have my permission.
They're not Airbus, they're Air Smart Card.
Malware bus.
I'm not talking about FS Labs, I'm talking about Airbus in general.
Oh, I know you are, but I still think that was just hilarious. That comment. I forget who said that first. They called it the malware bus. I'm like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's FS Labs. They have done increasingly good work on it though, and did their best to hopefully re-grab them their little slip.
Yeah, I mean that whole thing was a PR nightmare. They shouldn't have done what they did to begin with. It was more so how they handled it afterwards was atrocious. It was like, guys, you made a mistake, we can forgive you, but you make that mistake and then you basically blame the community for that mistake? Not cool. Bad juju. But they do good work on their aircraft, so, just gotta hope that whatever they did didn't kill the community so much that it dries up their business. Okay. Landing lights coming on.
They just released the A319 for they've shifted to prepared pretty much as their focus.
Well, that's smart, because if you're still developing for FSX, you're kind of in a losing field. Alright, landing lights are on. We're going to spool up our engines. And we're going to select LNAV VNAV. Stabilized.
External view.
Yeah, I need to be able to see.
We just want to hear it go.
I know.
V1. Rotate. Positive rate of climb.
You're up.
Flaps 2. It'd be nice if PMDG would come out with a kit that allowed you to do shared cockpits.
Yeah. Oh, we got a bug. Bug splat in the window. And some more little bug debris. That's hilarious. Oh, that's right. We're zoomed way in.
That's a true glass, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Like, I can definitely see PMDG coming out with their the new with an update for the 777s, 73s, and their pretty much just their whole line in general to make them better and have the true glass involved with them.
Yeah. I'm gonna go direct Ventura.
But I think at the end of this month, I'm gonna test my new tower out,
Cool.
and then if it's stable, I will be purchasing prepared V4 for it.
Nice.
And then let's go sit for like a month and a half while I save up money to buy the jets for it.
Yeah, that's what it did for me. It sat for, I bought it and then it sat for a good 3 months while I still wasn't ready to move over for streaming, so. But when I did not regret it.
Once I have a PMDG4, I'll move over. Till then, different story.
Yeah.
The one thing about Leonardo, so the 32-bit version, all I gotta do when I hop over the prepare is say, hey, here's my code for this. I get the code for that. Just pay the difference. Done.
Nice. Little bit of cloud. So yeah, overall, I mean, this aircraft is gorgeous. It's just about getting used to some of the little idiosyncrasies for it particularly and how it works with the technology especially, which will come with time. But at the end of the day, it flies like a 747, which means it flies fantastically. It's very, very easy to fly aircraft, very easy to handle. It's just typical of the 747 anyway. There's 10,000 feet, landing lights coming off. Does it give us an after takeoff checklist? Yeah, it does. And then that's the descent checklist. My flight controls keep wanting me to turn to the side there. That's just because they're being stupid. Oh, your pages are playing the Lions, huh? Well, I've seen how the Lions have been playing lately. You shouldn't have too much problem with them. Shouldn't being the key word. We shouldn't have had too much of a problem with the Titans, but oh no. Trim this thing out. At least attempt to. That. So Chris, where all did you take your 7.4 so far? Chris. Chris must have run away. That is descent, right? Yeah. We're only going up to about 26,000 feet today. Because the short hop. That's always a cool look with the clouds over the mountains. Let's kill the taxi light here. Don't need that anymore. Oh, should have come on actually. Oops. They are pretty similar. The 747-400 is a little bit shorter than the 800. The 800 is clearly stretched a little bit. So it is bigger lengthwise. It's not as easy to tell on the freighter. I mean, the body looks more stretched on the freighter, but the hump on the passenger version is much more pronounced than the hump on the 400 passenger variant. So you can definitely see the difference in contrast there. Not over California.
Thing I've had, TFDI makes who is it? TFDI makes some weather stuff too, right?
No, not weather. They do. What do they do? They did the 717. They have. It's what is it? It's not a weather thing. What is it?
It's a. Well, it's not a weather engine, but it's like the ones that changes the aircraft to do more realistic weather effects.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Also hit the standardization button. You're above 8,000 feet.
Thank you. They do they make a smart cars. That's what it is, and extreme sound for the 737. So yeah, no weather stuff. They have a smart cars thing for like virtual airlines, and then a 737 extreme sound package, and then the 717. That's right. True Glass and Real Light are their products. All right, we're getting pretty close to our cruising altitude since we're only going up 26. So the max landing weight on the 747-400 is 630,000 pounds. The max landing weight on the 800 is about 688,000 pounds. So it's got a much larger cargo capacity than its little brother. And same thing on the passenger variant is it can haul, more passengers. It's stretched. It's got more seat capability. Let's take a look at some of these things here. So a lot of these are the same. You've got the views for the various buses here. We've got so I guess you could do this. Let's see, 2? Yeah. There we go.
Pre-SIP, it's FS, FX, it's FS, FX packages.
Yeah, that's what you were thinking of.
Yeah, because this how it gives the
Yeah,
it has all the immersions for
the
all
the immersions, yeah. So fuel, there's your environmental control system, ECS, flight controls, which we looked at earlier, hydraulic doors, gear, and then info, which info function not available. So I don't know if they're going to add something here later, but at the moment. And then this is the checklist button, and then you can also bring your nav screen down here too. So there's the nav, and this is the cancel recall button right here. So normally I'll keep it on engine display. Status page, this will be check your oils and things. Restart fans left and right. Are they saying it's not on? They are, I guess that's that maybe? Airport map. I don't even see a thing about research. It's trim. Reset. I don't know how you do. I don't know if that's a thing or what. I don't know what that is. So, but this is typical 747. This is all basically the same from the other one. The 3 standby instruments have been replaced by one single unit. The little digital display there. That's in case you lose your primary data and you gotta fly off that guy. Have fun. Put this in TAR right now. Not that it matters, there shouldn't be any traffic. I still am really interested about where that one piece of traffic came from because I don't have traffic turned on. Turn the seatbelt signs off because we can. So I have to do my old tech. It's 11 seas a day. What do you use? What throttle are you using, David?
I'd have to check. I'm using the Logitech G SideTech Pro Flight Throttle Quadrant.
So, is it just a you have a reverse zone, or is it like a button that it engages when the throttle goes all the way back?
Reverse zone.
Gotcha. Yeah, FSX wasn't really the best with calibrating equipment and recognizing equipment, which is why a lot of people migrated over to using FSU IPC, and that's what runs all my throttle stuff, even in prepared, just because it works better. You have more options to configure things, and yeah. Hey Sean, how you doing? Yeah, we're just taking out the new 747-800 for a spin, and Polar livery, since I don't have a West Wind livery painted up yet. But that will be coming, believe me. She is nice. On this route, I don't think where we are at the moment. Yeah, it should be further up there. Trying to see if on this route we'll be able to spot Hearst Castle. The last time we flew this direction, I think we were further inland. It was hard to see. Hard to tell, anyway. Yeah, it's not that cold here. We're still In fact, we're having kind of a last hurrah of heat. We yesterday, I think it got close to 100 if it didn't hit 100 completely. So I know it got at least to 97. I don't know if it made it all the way to triple digits. Yeah, if you don't have the 747 base pack already, it's a real expensive proposition because it's basically $70 on top of, for P3D anyway, $70 on top of 134. If you
$200.
Yes. If I think it's a little cheaper for FSX, but you know, still you're buying 2 planes at that point basically. So.
And the good thing with the cargo variant compared to the passenger variant, the reason why the passenger variant has the stretched top is because it needed it to control more passengers, whereas the cargo variant only uses that for the crew rest area, and that's all they need.
Yeah, so you don't need it on the cargo.
Kind of why there's no cargo A380.
Exactly. Yeah, that's honestly the biggest issue with the A380 is people ask why don't they make it a cargo freighter? Well, it's a double decker, and it's not as conducive to cargo. You start putting a lot of heavy stuff up on the upper deck there, it becomes a problem for center of gravity and weight and balance things, and so it's not really conducive to that. That was really one of the great foresights, even though it was more of an afterthought because of the SST, but the great things about the 747, it was designed to be a freight dog because that's what Boeing thought it was going to get relegated to after the SST became popular. Then the SST program basically died, and the 747 became the mainstay aircraft that it was for 50 years. No, 40 years. You got the iFly, huh? Yeah. iFly is a good option. They make some good stuff. The first 747 I ever had was by iFly, and it wasn't their current iteration, obviously. It was way back for like FS. What was I flying back then? I don't think it was quite FSX yet. It was probably FS 2004 back when I was using that. And I had the iFly 747. And then once I got the PMDG 747, I never looked back. Chris, you back with us, or are you still off in La La Land?
Yeah.
Oh, there you are. I was trying to ask you, but you didn't. You weren't. You must have stepped away or something. Where all did you fly your 748 already?
I did a cargo run into JFK, but GSX and the cargo don't seem to go hand in hand very well. I did a Europe leg, and now I'm doing an Asia leg.
Oh, nice. David, you can do there's a free version of FSU IPC, and then there's a paid version of it. And I'm trying to remember what the free version allows you to do, because I've had the paid one for a while now. I think the freeware one basically just lets you use the connectivity of FSU IPC that used to be required for a lot of things to work. You had to have FSU IPC to do a lot of stuff, and so the freeware version accomplished that. I think in order to run your configs through FSU IPC, I think you might have to have the paid one. But yeah, let me get you the website here. Hang on a second.
Yeah, for some reason GSX doesn't read the 48 as a cargo. It just does it as a passenger only.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, we'll have to figure out what's going on with that. I'm sure GSX will do something and fix it and push out an update. Because yeah, it was acting weird when I loaded it up. It was all the stuff was on one side and bottling up, and it's all weird. Let's see, FSUI piece. I think it's here. Yeah. Oops. There you go. That's the Pete Dowson is the author of FSU IPC, so that's his website, and there's links to the store from there and how you acquire it. Yeah, video keeps buffering burn. I'm not seeing any issue on my end. I'm showing no drop frames, steady stream. So Kelsey was having a similar problem. I think it's connections on your end at that point, I'm assuming, because it looks like it's going up fine from my end. Best I can tell. Alright, there's Stoked, and I know that's getting fairly close to things. Let's see here. Oops. Over there. Progress. So top of descent is in 52 miles, so we still got a little ways to go. So we should be... There's top drop. So right at Surfer, basically. Yeah, I've got other people saying it's smooth as glass, so I think it's, if you're seeing buffering, it's got to be your side. Kelsey, you've been up in 6 because you went to your nephew's soccer game this morning up in Massachusetts since 2 months. Oh, good. I played soccer in 4th grade. It's my 1 year of doing sports. And we were undefeated, so I got out of the business. I was like, you know what, I'm going out on top.
Hey, Moosestaffa.
Yes, sir.
So, have you ever gotten a car and drove the coastline?
I have. And it is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. In fact, I need to do it again now the weather's cooling off just a little bit. Because usually the hot weather sucks the coast in. And now that I have my car back, I've been meaning to take Frodrick on a road trip. And I think that's just the ticket. Because I did that once. That was one of the last kind of just day trips I took with my Saturn. And it is absolutely gorgeous driving Pacific Coast Highway, PCH. Up there by Big Sur, and oh man, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous.
Because when you look at it, you know, on the sim, it looks good, but I just imagine what it looks like when you're driving it.
Oh yeah, you know, take the sim times like 50. Once you get closer to Big Sur, when you're out down. Out kind of down here by the Cayucas area, stuff like that. It's not as great. It's okay, but no, there's more rock. So actually, Cayucas would be over here. So this first kind of area, it's kind of more foothilly. It's not that pretty. But once you get up to Big Sur, which is up kind of more in this area here and beyond, oh man. Oh man, it is gorgeous. And I think somewhere, I'm going to see if we can find Hearst Castle. Oh, I think I just found it. Maybe? Nope, that's terrain. Never mind.
You should just detour and descend to see it.
No, don't need to do that. I'm going to try and find my landmarks here. There's a little airstrip. That's probably Cambria. Oh, there's the airstrip. Okay, right there. So there's Hearst Castle right there. So let's get in the cockpit. Gotta look out the... How do I zoom?
Space bar scroll wheel?
Oh, can I do that? Oh, I can. There's Hearst Castle, right there. That didn't reset? Interesting, okay. How do I know when I'm back to normal?
Can you see it from the road?
Kind of. You can kind of see the trees that kind of surround it up there, but it's a little ways up the hill. I'll tell you what. If you're ever over there, it's a tour worth doing. It's an amazing place. It's really cool. I don't know if I'm back to. I'm surprised hitting the thing there didn't reset that. I guess that's back to normal. Seems like it should be. Alright, we're coming up on top of drop here, so I'm going to drop my altitude down. Actually, before I do that, let's do this and take a look at...
Remember, she's a big girl, so you might want to slow her down.
Oh, yes. Let's see, what's the end of 6,000? That's what we're going down to. So we're going to turn this down to 6. Go. Twitch app. Oh, yeah. I have problems with Twitch app all the time. I don't understand why it's has as many problems as it does, but like I'll have issues with the Twitch app and I'll go on the computer and it'll work immediately. But the app itself, meh. Like Chili was starting to stream and I wanted to see what he was doing, and I tried loading up on my phone and it wouldn't load, it wouldn't load, it wouldn't load, it wouldn't load, and then I finally go to the computer and it comes right up. I'm like, of course, the app is being dumb. Figures. Go figure. We have a couple of speed restrictions here we want to be mindful of. So the first one is Nurley, and that's a 280 knot restriction. So, and Nurley's not that far, and we got to get down. So I'm going to actually speed intervene, and I'm going to start moving it down to 280 now to give it a head start. Because like Chris said, she is a big girl. We need to slow her down. You're losing to the Lions? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I have to slap that Tom Brady. That's how my Jags game started, 3-0 Titans. Doesn't bode well for you. Does not bode well. What's our... oh, it's at above 2,000. Level 200. Okay. So anytime you want to start, descending would be fine.
Moose, in your toying with the quality wing 70, did it ever have the issue of not wanting to descend at top of descent?
I think it did. It's been a while. I tried using it the other day, and it started making some weird noises, like making my speakers make some weird noises, and basically I had to restart the computer. So I don't know what that was. But I believe it did. I don't know if it happened every time. But, hey, Roger. Yes, absolutely, I can show you the plane. She is a beauty. And here she is. Salinas Valley right here. Up to Monterey Bay. This is Monterey right here, Pebble Beach. And around the horn here, and on the other side is Santa Cruz, California. In case you wanted to look down the APU exhaust right there. She is a thing of beauty. And she would look really good in a West Wind livery, I'll tell you that. Yeah, I just grabbed Polar. It would have been nice if it didn't have DHL slapped on the end of it, but I'll take it. But yeah. Someone did a fictional Pan Am livery for this, and it actually looks really cool. I thought about doing that one too for the flight.
What do you think so far of the new?
I downloaded it.
Yeah, I did too. What did you say there? Is that David? Or
Kramer.
Kramer. You say what I think of it so far?
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Love it. Absolutely love it. It is gorgeous. The sound set is immaculate. And that's one of the things I really liked about the redo of the Queen of the Skies when the 400 came back out and they re-released it. The sound set was just amazing. Hearing those engines spool up and the power, it just sounds great. So, but no, they've done a fantastic job with the graphics, the cockpit, the systems. It's just all really nice. So it's what you come to expect from PMDG is what you get here.
So are you going to start flying that instead of the 747-400 for Jacksonville?
No, not for Jacksonville. I'm probably going to stick with the 400 for a while for Jacksonville, maybe through the entire season. And the reason being is the 747-400 still has there are things I really like about it that because of the fact it's not state-of-the-art modern. There's something to be said for some of the older aircraft. It's why I elected on that plane, and when I fly the 400, I elected to keep them CRTs and not the LCDs, which I could have done. I kept the steam gauges over here instead of this little guy, which again I could have done. It adds to the feel of the kind of historicness of the plane. You could have made these digital in the 400 like these are here, but I want to do the little bouncy numbers that are like the actual scroll numbers, just because it looks cool. And so there's things about the 400 that I still love that I'm still going to want to utilize. And so probably for the remainder of this season, I'll probably stick with the 400 for Jacksonville. I will paint the Westwind colors on this thing, and we may start using it for the World Tour more often than not. And we'll use the 800 passenger variant occasionally as well. So we'll do a mix. But it'll be kind of cool to be able to mix it up and not always just have to fly the 400, but we can fly the 800 occasionally and so forth. Yeah, Roger, we're going to San Francisco. We're just doing a short little hop to demonstrate the aircraft, basically.
I was watching Captain Joe on YouTube, and he was talking about his experience with the 747 with Cargolux.
Cargolux, yeah.
And his, what he was saying, he says, for most commercial aircraft, it's 2 red, 2 white, and you're on red in sight. For the 747, though, it's 3 by 1.
Yeah, 3
white, 1 red.
Yep. Yeah, because you're so much higher up that if you fly the Pappy the way you think you would, you actually be too low.
I think there's like a 22-foot difference between the cockpit and the wheels.
Yeah, something like that. And the wheel well is basically where that antenna is for the for the glide slope. So for a normal aircraft, the difference isn't so much that it's a problem. For the 7.4, it's a bit of a problem.
And for the Concorde.
Yeah, that's true. Oops, not traffic. Standard.
The Concorde was more, it was just a delta wing. That's the reason why it had to be that way. It had the slip nose.
Right, but it forced it to have such a high angle of attack on landing that it ended up being very, very elevated.
Mm-hmm.
We're passing through 17,000 feet. We're en route to Waves, which, let's take a look at our thing here. We're still 280 restriction. Epic at Narwhal is where we get the lower speed restriction, so in fact we're right in our restriction right now. So next waypoint we need to be between 10 and 15.
Narwhal.
Yeah, right. This is Monterey Bay. We're headed directly into San Diego. In fact, there's the pier. Santa Cruz. There's the pier. Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. I have relatives that live in Mount Hermon, which is just up the road here. Is that within our restriction now for Epic, between 15 and 10, passing through 14 now. Let's go ahead and take a look at the approach for 28. Loads up the chart here. You can see our...
Eventually that little dewey is going to spoil you.
Eventually this will what?
Spoil you.
Yeah, it will. So right now we're going to have a 4,500 foot MSA for the direction we're going to be coming in. We're coming here, Eddie, and then... I put Dumbo. We don't want to do Dumbo. Well, actually, I'm going to hit Eddie, and then we're going to go over to Dumbo. We're just going to cut this around a little wider, apparently. That's fine, and we'll get the seat bin. That'll actually make for a nice longer approach, so that's actually good. 284 is our heading, 11.7 and 284 the approach course. Missed approach is going to be climbed to 3,000 feet on the San Francisco VOR 281 radial to VICU, which is roughly 12 DME from San Francisco, and hold. So basically almost straight out, a little to the side there. And hold right out there for the missed approach. And minimums, radio altimeter minimums are going to be 200. And final approach altitude is 1,800, 3,000 at seat bin. We're going to set our decision height. Oh, I got to change that. Is that? Oh, good grief. What the? It's not doing anything.
RIP.
That's helpful. Okay, well I know how to change. That's a setting. That's the one that always plagued me in the other aircraft too. I believe it was here. There it is. There we go.
The only thing that would add to it being San Francisco, being late afternoon, lots of fog.
Not necessarily. It depends on the time of year.
Being fall now.
It actually usually is colder and foggier in the summer than it is in the winter.
Yeah, all that smog this one good.
Not smog, fog. What happens is that the heat in the valley causes a high pressure system, and it basically pulls all the, or rather a low pressure system, sorry, and it pulls all the fog in off the coast into the Bay Area. Engine's kicking back in. Coming up on Narwhal. What are you doing? You're descending me below the restriction. We're not to Narwhal yet. Or was Narwhal? Oh. Hang on, I may just be... Hang on, it's probably my bad.
Did you notice that the top ascent either is never exactly on a waypoint?
I did not know that, although mine was pretty much today on top of Surfer.
Yeah, the top of the descent will varies if you pay attention to it. As soon as it could be either before or on top of it. So if you gotta look at your waypoints, if you have one waypoint that says flight level, so your current flight level you're currently cruising at, and the one after says a lower one, expect your top of descent in between those two, and just look ahead and you can see it.
Well, because top of descent's all just determined by the aircraft descent rate and where it needs to be at a certain point for certain waypoints, so it doesn't necessarily correspond with any waypoint. It can, but it's rare that it does. My streams did not save. I still have 0 videos Twitch. You have to. There's a setting, I think, Sean, to tell him to actually save the videos in Twitch. I don't think they do it by default. I think I had to go in there and tell it to say. I don't remember where I did that. I can look after I'm done here, but I believe it doesn't do it by default. I'm going to speed intervene again, and we're going to ramp this down to try to bleed off some unneeded speed. Probably good to turn landing lights on. What concept? There's Moffett Federal Field. Big giant wind tunnel over there, and over that way is Norma Mineta Airport, also known as San Jose. There's the big wind tunnel. I remember going there on a field trip back when I was probably in junior high or 6th grade or something like that. And it's time to hand fly this guy.
It's really nice to hand fly it on approach.
Yes, I do.
I mean, really, you're gonna really enjoy it because it just a little bit is all you need, and it'll turn real easy. Now, when you set her down, don't forget, you need some runway.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I landed it the other day at when I did this at Fresno, actually, as a test, so I have some experience landing it already. No, not that. Yeah, it's yelling at me about the checklist here. Normal. We're just gonna say we did all that stuff. Altimeters, yes. And landing checklist.
What's the current winds?
I don't know. Right now 244 at 8, but that's over here. That's over here. Let me see what the current Frisco weather is. KSFO 300 at 15. So we'll have a slight wind from the right. Otherwise, it'll be pretty close to down the runway. Flaps 10. Quiet you.
Is that for 28 left?
28 right.
28 right?
Yeah.
Moosestaffa 1, San Francisco Tower, winds 310 at 18, clear land.
15. 15.
I don't care. It's San Francisco.
If you're gonna be tower, you're gonna do it right.
If it's San Francisco, 1 minute is 15, the next is 18, the next is complete different direction.
Uh-huh.
Wait, that's Gibraltar.
And airport in sight. Plane is handling. Sean McCall, did you just call it Muppet Field? I like that. Moffett Field, but I like Muppet Field better, actually. Yeah, I don't know. Can you do... I don't know if you can just straight upload to Twitch or if you have to live stream to Twitch. I really don't know. You could do that to YouTube because it was designed originally to be a video host before it was a live stream host. But... we're going to go flaps 20, gear down. And we're going to arm the spoilers. And what I didn't do over here. So we've got our landing clearance and taxi light on. And flaps 30 coming in. Alright, flaps 30, green light, gear down. And spoilers are armed. Landing checklist complete. But yeah, to answer your question, Roger, sorry, the plane is handling marvelously. Marvelously. A little bit of wind coming off the side there. 286 at 15, what I'm showing right now off the nose. Which that's pretty near down the runway. And she's down. Auto brakes disconnect. We're on manual. We're going to turn off right here on the not so high speed. Spoilers can come up. Flaps can come up. Landing lights can come off. We're not clear yet. Welcome to San Francisco. I'm going to go over to the cargo terminus over yonder. I don't think I'm going to worry about GSX because it doesn't really work with the cargo aircraft right now. It's being dumb, so I'm not going to mess with it. I'll just deal with parking it myself. One less thing to worry about. Yeah, Sean, well, that's what I'm going to call it from now on. I like that. Muppet Field. One, because I love the Muppets, and two, it just sounds awesome. Alright, flight directors can go off. We don't need them anymore. We'll go ahead and fire up the APU. Get that ready. We can turn off the strobes now that we're off the active runway. Tootling on down over here. This is, I don't know what. Basically coming down over here is where we're going. Yeah, the graphics actually look really nice today. Of course, it helps having Flight Beam San Francisco as well. That's just gorgeous. They did a phenomenal job on this thing. I think we're going, let's see. And I did this before. Oh yeah, we're going over there, okay. Take this turn here. Yeah, it's so much nicer having that moving map. I love that. That's what's going to spoil me, really, is the airport map there. I mean, it is really nice having that there as well. I do have the tablet. I'm just not using the tablet right now because I don't really need to. There are times the tablet will come in handy, but it's just great having the options. Alright, the APU is up and running now, so that's good to go. We can turn TARA off. Let's go over to traffic in general. Wave hello to the LSG Sky Chefs over there. Catering. David, I don't know, is it? I do not know. Appeared in case and oh, okay. It may be, yeah, it might be then. I haven't looked ahead to see what the next FNO is. So I do not know. Let's see, where can I park? I guess I could park like that. Yeah, let's do that. I could do that too, but that's kind of weird. Alright, it's 10:20, never know. That's awesome. I might need to try and see if I can. Did I just miss that entire? Guess so. Thought I was. Oh, yeah. Okay, I ran. I ran between two of them. All right, I made my own parking spot. Screw it. All right, parking brake set. No, it's not. Set. There we go. All right, flap strobe spoilers are up. AP's running. Let's go ahead and switch to APU gen. We'll go ahead and turn the engines off. The engines spool down. Yeah, this is a fantastic aircraft, guys. So if you do have the means to pick up the 747-800 by PMDG, I do highly recommend it. It is fantastic. It'll be really nice to add this to the repertoire of our flights. I'll have to get this painted up in West Wind colors. This is probably going to jump to the front of the line as far as repaints. The other guys that are on the waiting block for West Wind are the Mad Dog and the Angry Puppy, the MD-80 and the 717. So I need to get those guys done too. But we'll get this guy out. This is going to be the big ask in West Wind right now. So we want to get this out so people can use it, kind of like we did with the 87. So yeah. Continue to spool down. Take a while to get down. That's it. That's that is the 747-800 by PMDG. It is a lot of fun, a lot of cool new features, especially with that EFB and some of the cool ACARS things you can do with importing with the plan. I'm going to have to make sure I download the winds next time, so I have that information as well. That'll just add to the height and stuff. I guess I have to tell it I did the parking brake. Oop, what happened? I don't know. What did happen? Oh, because I'm not the... Oh, hydraulic... Oh, I see. It's waiting for me to do this. There we go. Hydraulic panel, fuel... Oh, yeah, fuel panel. See, it's going to force me to do all this stuff that I don't ever remember to do. And there we go. Now I can tell that I did the parking brake. And the shutdown checklist complete. There we go. God, I love P3D and the dynamic lighting stuff too. It's just so cool. It adds so much realism to the experience. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for me for tonight. That was the first look at the new 747-8 by PMDG. I think that there we go. Once in a while the sounds will do that. It's kind of annoying, but yeah, whatever. And she is a beaut. Absolute beaut. I think that landing rate was pretty good too. I kind of wish I had Project Fly running so I could know.
Hey,
Yeah.
Before I forget, October 27th, mark your calendar.
Is that across the pond?
Yes, it is.
Yep, we'll be doing it. We shall be doing it. In fact, that's also the weekend the Jags play in England, so it actually works out really nicely for doing that. Do they say what the jump-off airports are yet for that?
Still being put together, but they got a date.
Okay. Yeah, I knew the date because I think someone brought that up the other day. But yeah, I'm curious to see what the jumping-off points are. But yep, nope, it's on my calendar. It's on my calendar.
Amsterdam, naturally, of course, Heathrow.
Yeah. It's going to be the other three. And then, of course, I'm sure New York is probably going to be on that list for the...
Barcelona and Paris.
Oh, is that published? Or is he just guessing?
No, hold on. I gotta go find where I read it.
Across the pond, 2018. Westbound. No, we already did westbound. Eastbound is what I want. Across the pond. You're not going to tell me anything. Crossbound. Eastbound 2018. Search that. That's on westbound. You're worthless. Absolutely worthless. That's 2017. Eastbound 2018. Oh, it's a Facebook page. Cross the pond. Hey, don't do that to me. Yes, hi. Thank you. Nope. Oh my gosh. What? How do you get out of this view? I don't want to see this anymore. Pin in there. Ugh, good grief. Saturday, October 27th. Yeah, it doesn't really say anything else. Yeah. Let's see. Are you going to try to be ground delivery? Yeah. So I'm gonna look at. Actually, let me look at it right now real quick and see if anyone's online. I don't even know. Fantastic. Let's see if I can do that. Oh, Jacksonville Center's online for some reason. And yeah, ZLA is online. Oh, it looks like someone's still. Yeah. That Eon guy is still ground. Good 5 hours. My gosh. Bravos by the Beach. Los Angeles RTC presents. Nice. KLX and K San Diego. I should see about doing that. That'd be fun. It'd be fun to do a Friday Night Ops controlling on a busy thing like that. So, anyway. Chris, you any luck finding that thing?
No.
All right. Well, I'll keep my ears out. Yeah, I would imagine New York will be a jumping off point, and probably like Boston or something. And then beyond that, they'll pick some other random ones. I know going from the westbound one, I think it was Chicago, New York, Dulles, I think Miami was one of them. And what was the other one? Was Boston on that list? I don't remember. There were 5 of them total, I think. So, anyway, yeah.
Was it Atlanta?
Oh, I think you're right. I think Atlanta was one of them too. So you're wait, who lost in overtime?
Patriots, I think.
Already? Sunday football can't possibly be over already. Sunday football doesn't start till like 5 my time. Sunday night. Well, it's NFL.com.
13 zip, Detroit.
Oh man. Yeah, so that's not who she's talking about because they said overtime. There's no way it can be zip. I'm going overtime. Where you there's Pittsburgh, Tampa. It's Monday. What's playing? Oh, there they are. Oh yeah, they're only in the second quarter. Yeah, 13 zip. So man, New Orleans, and I had stupid Drew Brees on my bench because he did nothing last week for me, and now he gets. They got 43 points. He got like 40 points, I think, on my fantasy bench. So angry. So angry. Okay, that's going to do it for me. I will see you guys this next week. Have a wonderful week, and we will see you all very soon. Thanks for coming and checking out the 747-800. Pick it up if you got a chance. I will see you all next time.
I wish I could afford it.
Yeah, I know.